Hello and welcome to my video. I am the Sports Guru 716 and I hope you enjoy today's video about kind of something random that I thought about today to talk about. I was looking at the NHL rookies this year and I wanted to kind of talk about that and how, it's the All-Star break and games will start heating back up tonight, and just looking at how many good rookies there are this year and just thinking the future of the NHL is so bright and so many markets that haven't really had a bright future lately. You look at Jack Eichel in Buffalo, obviously. He's bringing back the Sabres from the dead, along with Sam Reinhart, and it's really, really cool to see as a Buffalo Sabres fan. But then you look and you've got Max Domi and Anthony Duclair down in Arizona, pretty much putting Arizona back on the map. All of a sudden, Arizona is able to get another arena to play in. They're not going to leave the state of Arizona, which is very, very encouraging for that area because, you got to think about it. I'm sure there are problems very similar to this when LA, was just starting out. Dallas finally got a team from Minnesota and things like that. And those areas, they eventually got it going. It just took, a little bit of hype. You had to get hype there. You had to get Gretzky in LA. You had to take Madonna in Dallas. And in Arizona, you have to take Max Domi and Anthony Duclair. Because you have a situation here where Shane Doan is not going to get you people in the stands. So with Domi and Duclair together, that's really interesting. And you'd look at a couple teams that, have players that are good. The bread man, Panarin. He is just fitting right in Chicago, and he has a little bit more experience than all these other rookies. I don't barely even count him as a rookie. He's going to probably win Rookie of the Year, but, coming from where he came from, he was experienced nonetheless, and playing alongside Patrick Kane has not only helped himself, but Patrick Kane as well. And you look and you have Dylan Larkin, and Dylan Larkin's interesting because he's just fits that Detroit mold. Detroit never gets screwed. My whole life, Detroit's never missed the playoffs, and with a kid like this, it's just going to continue another 10 years, 15 years. This kid's solid. He's the fastest skater in the history of the league, according to the All-Star game skills competition, which is just crazy. This kid's 19 years old, and he's got 33 points in 48 games here. That's third amongst all rookies, and I'm looking down. I got Shane Gostabaher, or the Ghost, or however you say his name. I'm just going to say the Ghost because that last name is kind of difficult to say. Philly has a bright future on the back lines with him and Provorov there. That is something to fear going forward. Like the Ghost has 22 points in 29 games, and I imagine that's going to slow down. But those are great numbers for a defenseman. That is just outstanding. You think about that. That's 44 and 58, and that's probably like a 55, 60-point season as a defenseman, as a rookie, full-time, 20-something years old. That's outstanding. That is unheard of. You really don't have players like that putting up 60 points as defensemen. It's rarely happening as it is. There's only a handful of guys that can do that. You look in, you've got Sam Bennett in Calgary and Nikolai Ehlers in Winnipeg. They have their games. They've both come out and shown what they can do with an opportunity in some games. They're inconsistent right now, but they have shown glimpses of what's possible, and it'll be interesting to see if in the second half they can build on that with Sam Bennett, with Johnny Gaudreau, and Nikolai Ehlers is kind of in a situation where he's got players around him, but they're not really as creative as a player like Johnny Gaudreau or a situation like that. He's got more like Blake Wheeler and Andrew Ladd, guys that are going to work to get the puck, but they're not really going to make a pretty pass to set you up. So, I'm scrolling down here. I've got Colton Puriaco of St. Louis. I remember before the season started, he was real hyped up. I drafted him in my Dynasty Hockey League. I think he's second in plus-minus behind only Dylan Larkin here. You scroll down a little bit. Robbie Fabry, he's been turning it up lately for St. Louis as well. St. Louis is just going to keep making the playoffs at this rate because they still have young talent. They have Tarasenko, obviously. Shattenkirk on the back line is getting up there, but he's not by any means out of his prime. And then you got guys like Periaco, and you got guys like Schwartz that are just coming back. Schwartz is going to dominate coming back. He's just going to hop on with Tarasenko, and they're just going to go for a ride all the way into the playoffs. And it's funny because I'm talking about rookies, and I haven't mentioned the first overall pick from last year. And I just looked, hoping that maybe Connor McDavid could get enough points to take over the points lead by, the end of the season. He's got 30 games left, and at his rate, he'll only end up with like 40 points in like 45 games or something like that. And, that's a thing. But I comment down below if you think McDavid can still win Rookie of the Year fairly. Now, I use the word fairly because I think that he could win Rookie of the Year by playing 30 games and having 30 points because he's Connor McDavid. But I want to know, will he win Rookie of the Year because he actually deserved it? Did he bring Edmonton close to the playoffs? Did he just take over? Did he just show he was far and beyond better? Because you have guys like Panarin here who are putting up points on good hockey teams, are putting up points, are contributing. Dylan Larkin contributing. Jack Eichel is finally starting to heat up over the last couple weeks. He did win NHL one of the Stars of the Week, but he played 2 games. That doesn't even count. Like, play 4 games, put up 7 points in 4 games, and then we'll start talking. But 2 goals, 2 assists in 2 games total. Like, that's not by any means like great. That's good. You're showing improvement. But if you can extend that over, a couple weeks, that's what I'd like to see. And, kind of going to go on a little rant about the Buffalo Sabres. Everyone's like, oh, well, Eichel and O'Reilly, they were the only ones to be on the ice or be involved in a goal for like 15 games or 15 days. And I'm just like, that doesn't say anything about them. That says a lot about our team and how bad it is. That says how bad our team is, that we've only had 2 players that have always contributed. Like, without those guys, we're not contributing. We need those guys to succeed. That's not saying anything about them because we weren't lighting the lamp. We were losing hockey games. That doesn't count. That's not a good thing. I'm looking down this list some more. You've got guys like Noah Hannafin. Noah Hannafin it's a difficult case with Noah Hannafin because you look and you think to yourself, okay, he's got 10 points in 50 games here. He's got a even plus minus, which is kind of outstanding when you think about it, because Carolina, a lot of their players have trouble. I think Justin Falk is in real trouble in plus minus, and Noah Hannafin is solid. And I don't know if he's living up to the bill. A lot of people thought Provorov would be a better defenseman than Hannafin. Towards the end of the scouting, circuits and things like that, where everybody was looking and deciding whether it was Provorov or Hannafin. And Hannafin had a huge lead before that had occurred at the combines and things. And then, you got to think to yourself, is Provorov going to turn out being better than Hannafin? Because Hannafin, at least right now, is looking a lot like he's going to be a very more reserved defenseman, maybe not be able to exceed offensively, whereas Provorov may be better suited to do that, especially with the Ghost next to him. When you've got a player like the Ghost, he's going to be outstanding. So that's a thing. I think personally, Dylan Larkin or Panarin is going to win Rookie of the Year because the Ghost has started too late. The Ghost reminds me of John Klingberg last year. John Klingberg had a great season last year in like 60 games, like 45 points in 60 games. And this year he just continued it. I'm hoping the Ghost can be that this year. And, it's a thing. Like, you got to think to yourself, does a guy like that deserve Rookie of the Year? Because he did start so much later, but he has been great so far. And he will cool off, but how much so? Is he going to end up playing, 60 games and having 40 points? That's pretty good for a defenseman, a rookie defenseman. And you think to yourself, well, there's Panarin. Panarin may end up having 60 points this season. He's got 46 and 53, 30 more games left. Frankly, with 30 more games left, he could end up with 70 points if he continues at this rate. And really, that would be something to see. But I think personally, this is Panarin's trophy to lose. I really hope Eichel or McDavid do not win it because they are who they are. I think that's ridiculous. I don't think because you are who you are, you should win this trophy. It should be, did you put up the numbers? Did you exceed expectations? Did you lead your team to something good? Because, you know, being the only guy to participate in goals for 15 games doesn't say a lot about you. It says a lot about your team when your team isn't winning. So that's a thing. And Connor McDavid, we'll see what he can do. I really don't think he deserves to win it unless he can put up huge numbers that are like upper echelon in the league, where it's clear that this guy is the best rookie this year. No doubt in our minds at all. And, you know, I think that leaves it between Panarin and Larkin. I think the Ghost should at least get third in this. Thank you for watching my video about this year's rookie class in the National Hockey League. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any opinions, post them down below. If you think you know who may win the Calder Trophy, post down below. And anything like that. If you want me to talk about something else in my Spittin' the Truth series, or maybe a topic for Dylan and I to discuss this weekend, comment below and we will consider it. And if it's a good idea, we'll probably talk about it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you like and subscribe.